Hello, beautiful friends. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. If this is your first time watching a video on my channel, welcome back. Or actually, welcome. My name is Leia Salanganisa, and this is Ancestral Miracle. And so this is my tarot channel where I do general readings, pick a card readings. I'm going to try to do this new thing where I begin each video with like a general reading for the collective. So make sure you watch the intro because I'll announce some important messages. My plan is to do things like win a free reading, like raffles, and to kind of give like a general reading for the collective that fits kind of the theme of every video. So there's like almost 2 readings per video. The piles that resonate with you, and then the opening reading. And so, this is my second pick a card on this channel. Oh my God, I made like these introduction video, and I was watching it and I was like, holy shit, like my energy is so freaking dead. Like I was legit, like I sounded so sleepy. And I think cause I was in drag, which if you don't know, it takes me like 3 hours or more, especially if I'm trying to record myself. Like I try to look really good, so it takes me a while. And then I was just trying to be quiet because it was like nighttime. And I didn't want to wake up my house because I live in LA in this house with like 4 other people technically, because one of them is a couple. And then so I was just trying to like be quiet, but it came across as like this really boring. Like the way I was talking was so I was just so like I felt so introverted, and I was like, this is not my energy. Like I'm not this quiet. Like why do I feel so like I'm on Xanax or something? So welcome to my channel. Again, I'm Leia. Pronouns she, they, he. Doesn't matter. And right now I'm not in drag, so no, the nails are not did. But yeah, and so I think my plan is I'll just do like one drag reading a week to keep up the visual aesthetics of my channel. But because the other name of my channel is like Drag Queen Tarot, and I don't know which one to use, so I'm just kind of using both. But I might rename my reorder the name to be like Ancestral Miracle Drag Queen Tarot. Which to me is kind of funny because some names are like Queen of Cups Tarot, so like Drag Queen Tarot is just like super funny. But yeah, I wanted to say thank you for everyone supporting so early. If you want to book with me, I do sliding scale readings. So sliding scale, pay what you can. There's a starting price, which is like a minimum of like a certain price, depending on the reading that you want. But I do video delivery, I do live meetings on Zoom, which are always really great. And then I do emergency, like 24-hour turnaround. So, and the 24-hour turnaround, it's only 1 or 2 questions, and you get like a brief text or voice response from me. I used to do text-based readings, but I don't know, I just find it so intensive, and I really don't like when things are not a conversation. It's hard for me to type. And so like even for some of the people who were requesting text readings, I ended up just making videos for them anyways, because like I was just pulling cards anyways and like narrating, like might as well just make the video. So I don't do the text reading, but I do video delivery, live Zoom meetings that do come with a recorded version if you're comfortable being recorded for the Zoom, and 24-hour turnaround readings. And you can visit my Google form below to book. This is kind of my setup. I'm also going to do, try to do watermarks and edit more smoothly. But eventually I'll remake that intro video because I wasn't that happy with it, to be honest. But yeah, this is a safe space for queer people, for, BIPOC, which is Black Indigenous POC, queer people, sex workers, anything. And my readings come from my background in ethnic studies, kind of. And I really realized that, like, you know what? I was like studying anti-racism for like years, and I, tried grad school for a bit. And it's so funny because in my ethnic studies spaces, we would do activities relating to spirit, relating to ancestors. But it wasn't until I left that space and pursued art independently, because I'm a drag queen, drag artist. She's an artist, baby. She is not a queen. She's an artiste. But I was just like, I felt, it took me so long to connect. And once I did, so much started unlocking for myself. So each reading, oh God, I live on this busy street. So please, that will happen. It's LA, girl. And then, from time to time, I live next to a senior home. And I feel so bad for them because every day the alarm will just go off at 3 a.m. And those alarms, if you've ever lived in a dorm or like if it ever happened to you in a hotel, those alarms are piercing to the ear. And so these poor senior citizens every day at 3 a.m. I don't know. I mean, one of them be pulling the trigger, be pulling the wall, the red thing you're not supposed to touch because you'll go to jail. I was always told if you press it and there's no fire. But I feel so bad, and I always send so much love to them. Because, like, oh God, to be like, 80 and dealing with, Corona and having to like leave your house, and it's always so long because they have to, probably they have an evacuation system of like you have to be 10 feet apart because they're elderly citizens, elderly people. It's just so scary, and so I feel so bad. But it's LA. I guess what can you expect? So much chaos. And then this is another rant before I go to the reading. But I was really looking up videos about LA, and I found this YouTube that was like this video with like 1 million views, and it was like LA is so trash, so shallow, and it was this musician who's Asian like me, and was queer, gender non-conforming, really shitting on LA, like saying like it's a cesspool. And to me, it's like whenever people say that about places, first off, it's not respectful because like there are native and indigenous cultures to that city that thrive and survive, and they form community and they form beauty, especially in LA. And I've really had the pleasure of really being in these queer circles where I see that, I see, yeah, people chasing fame, but also people just being kind and looking out for each other. And so kind of to generalize a city, especially a city which is basically cities, like plural, that's LA, and say like it's shallow, it's like what you control is how much you spend cultivating community. And for a lot of people who move to new places and they're like, it's isolating. I've heard the phrase like San Jose kicked me in the ass. Like, you have these lessons, and it's not the place, it's always you as a person. And if you try to escape places, oftentimes these lessons that you don't try to learn follow you. And I have many people in my life who are like, I want to move to New York. I know someone in my family who just moved to Hawaii, and my worry for that person was like, I don't want these lessons to follow you. Like, it's okay to escape and want a refresh, but like at the end of the day, it's these karmic lessons that really follow. And are you learning from them? So I just wanted to impart that at the start of every reading. I kind of just want to have a thematic opening. But are you cultivating community? Are you cultivating a heart space? Are you, because often what we project onto places is a reflection of ourselves. So like, oh, LA is shameless, it's shallow, people are cold. Sometimes we can really attract that if our focus is success and not like building through the heart first, building community first. How can you be successful if you don't have a community? How can you be successful if you don't like where you are? You have to cultivate a love for your home, for your room, for the space that you're in. So ADHD ramble, but that's just a lesson, because how can you manifest if you don't like where you are? Even something so simple as if you don't like the way your room looks. How do you expect to get auditions, to get a job if you come to your room at home and you just don't like it? It's messy, it's disorganized. Clean the space first, create connections in the place you are in. Don't desecrate places with words. It's okay to find certain communities, certain circles shallow. That's unavoidable, especially in LA, New York, Austin, Texas. I don't know where you are, but but it's like it's not okay to go about expecting every soul you meet is out to be transactional, because then it's your inner child expecting that because you've been wounded, you know? So here's the reading. 8 of Cups reverse, the general collective. Hold your vision, fixed moon from Moonology, which is the, half moon. And then in reverse, don't let pride get in your way. This really was reminding me. I had this conversation today with someone who I really love. This person who I really, really, really love. Very important person to me. And I was telling him, like, the hurt you hold on to. The Eight of Cups, you know, really rejecting, you know, moving on from pain, moving on for something better, for contentment, which is the Nine of Cups. This is the Chinese tarot, by the way, which is, I think, a low-key racist deck, because I legit think a white person drew this art, but I love it anyways. But reverse is there's an unwillingness to move on and to find something that's better. So therefore, collective, you know, what pride are you holding on to? And it can be the pride of like, I was hurt by this person, by these people, by these relationships. I was hurt in these situations, and so I'm going to expect that. And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy when you don't express the inner child, when you don't have conversation with your inner child and don't allow yourself to grieve, and when you kind of just expect hurt to happen to you, it creates room for more hurt because you don't clear the air for you to find something better for yourself. Like this person leaving, you know, this table, you know, to find something better, to heal. And I just had a bunch of coffee, so I feel like I'm ready to do this reading because I think when I did my first one, I was so tired. But, you know, and hold your vision. What is the life you want to create? And oftentimes with the life we want to create, we don't get there unless we clear the burdens and blockages. And, you know, I think this is such a card of hurt, really, the Eight of Cups. But it's a card of hurt, you know, but also, you know, creation, because you're moving on with that eight. And the eight really, you know, is cyclical. It's infinite. Infinity. It looks like the infinity symbol, right? And it reminds us that kind of the only thing we have control over is moving on from pain and investing in ourselves. And, you know, oftentimes when people are not emotionally available, relationship reading, right? It's because they haven't transmuted that pain. They're still holding on to the pain. And it's okay to do that because we have to grieve. And oftentimes you can't ever let go of it because it's so hurtful. That's trauma. Trauma doesn't leave. You can't just expect trauma to escape you. But it's the pride of holding on to trauma, which is a pride. It's a form of pride because we hold on to grudge and to the expectation of hurt. We pass a cafe and we say, that's where Samantha broke up with me. You know what I mean? That's where Jeffrey told me he was cheating on me. You know what I mean? That's the safe way. He told me that, you know, instead of like, you know, no, that's that cafe me and my sister went to one time and we had lots of fun and lots of laughs. Places can be complex. Multiple things can be true. Yes? People can hold multiple truths. They can hurt you, they can harm you, they can teach you, they can heal you, they can make you sting. So do places. But we don't focus just on the pain. Internalize places and people in their complexity for what they've taught you. And move on. Find something better. Don't let pride and grudges prevent you from holding your vision and manifesting. That's just what the collective needs to hear. So let's move into the reading, okay? This reading is already going a lot better than the other, the first reading that I did. And I really learn from watching people be themselves. And that is how you become charismatic and how you... Someone said I had charm the other day. And I was like... I posted a thirst trap on Instagram. You can go look at it if you want. But someone was like, you're so charming. And I was like, well, because I'm legit naked and just making jokes. And anyone who's naked making jokes is charming. Pile number 1. Pile number 2. Pile number 3. These are... And let me do this deck selection. So let's say... 13. At 13 is the deck selection. NASA cards I got from my partner. And he didn't want them because gifts is not his love language. And we've been together for over 4 years. And but he's an astronomer, so that's his educational background. So I was like, oh, look at you, these cards. And he was like, nah, I don't like gifts. I was like, okay, well, I'll just use the cards. And coincidentally, they make tremendous oracle cards. Like I legit, okay, well I'm not going to say anything about the cards, but really choose what you are attracted to. Pile number 1 is these 2 charms, the star and the planet with a ring, which could be Saturn, could be Uranus. Notice how I didn't want to say Uranus because these algorithms, they block you. I don't know. I really hope it didn't pick that up. but Uranus is a planet, not a body part. Um, this is a sunspot with this moon, pile number 2. And pile number 3. So, this connection, what do you need to know? I guess let's see. How do they feel about you? And what are the energies of this connection? How do they feel about you? What are the energies? This planet, I think it's our planet. We have a beautiful planet. Fudge. We have a beautiful planet. I didn't cuss. This planet is gorgeous. And something I noticed, these earth signs in my life are so connected to nature. So freaking connected to plants. And I'm like, that's why I got this beautiful orchid from Trader Joe's, whom you should boycott, by the way, because they are not paying their workers adequately or treating them right during COVID. Ignore the ice cream truck. There's kids on my block. But let's get started. So this reading, how do they feel about you and the connection, truths about this connection? How do they feel? Let's start with pile number 1. So I pre-shuffled. So let's say 1530 will be pile number 1. I pre-shuffled the oracle decks for you. And these, God, people are gonna think I'm so annoying because I'm just like moaning sexually into the camera. That's just my style. I'm sorry. I just try to be funny. I have ADHD. And what was I saying? I totally forgot. I pre-shuffle, and I'll shuffle some tarot cards, the charms. Just give a narrative. But your first card was Saturn. I think Saturn returned for pile number 1. And I might not have enough space on this table, so this frog, which is the same color as the heart chakra, that's why I have it here. Let's move some stuff, yeah? Cute. Beautiful. Cute. Amazing. 2 of coins, reversed from the racist Chinese tarot deck. Bring love into the situation. So, and you know, I really pick cards that, I don't choose the amounts. Whatever falls through, each deck is always unique. I don't do like, okay, let's do 2. It's like, well, 3 fell out of this, so we're going to use 3 of the Moonology. Beautiful deck. Bring love into the situation. Adjustments are required. Secrets of this connection. How do they feel? A time for healing. I don't have a title for this video yet, but we'll decide at the end of this reading what title captures the energies the most. So, pile number 1, Saturn returned, 2 of coins. Bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. 3rd adjustments are required, 3rd quarter moon. Intuition and healing. Look at areas in your life that need decisive action. Search your heart for the right answers. Listen to messages that come through. Healing and time for healing. Strife. This connection has had a level of, when I look at that 2 of coins, which is 2 of pentacles, lack of balance and lack of reciprocity. Reciprocity. Saturn return, you could be a little bit older. You could be in your late 20s, maybe entering the age 27, 28, 26. Years that really signify the Saturn return, which is the rotation of Saturn, controls really like phases of your life and the overarching karmic lessons. But, it really excused the outside noise happening right now. I'm so sorry, this is why I really like recording at night. But usually I'm so tired, I don't want to record at night. Yes, for this pile, and maybe the tune outside is resonating with you, it's very childlike. I almost feel like you were expecting a very childlike, innocent love in this connection, but there's upheaval. People not on the same page is what I'm really feeling, and really having to adjust this relationship and to heal. So maybe there's a sense of betrayal. Maybe it's you don't know your intuition because you need to. You don't know what's right anymore. Especially the Saturn. It's almost this very devastating energy. This kind of like this holy fudge kind of energy. Like, oh my God. Like, did that really have to happen? Is this happening? 2 of coins, There's problems fundamentally with the coupledom. The coupledom in this deck. And let's ask some clarifying questions. But Spirit is asking you to detach a little bit, bring love into the situation. You mean an Aquarius. Aquarius, which is in Sidereal, is my older sister's sun sign, is really like detachment and looking at something, I think, in love from a sense of like, what is kind of the utilitarian good? What's kind of, what will allow you to move away from unhealthy styles of dependency and connectivity? What is this song? Oh God, I don't know. I feel like if a song is resonating with you, if this ice cream truck tune is like resonating with a message for you, you know, a childhood memory even. With third quarter moon, it's almost like it's a late stage of this relationship, or a late stage in a phase of this relationship. And Spirit is really asking you to trust how you feel about this person and to prioritize healing. And this bring love into the situation, not just for the other person. It's always yourself. And I always tell people, step your bussy up. Step your bussy up, girl, because you can only control your self-love. And either people will step their bussies up to meet you and you'll transform together, or, you know, really they won't. They won't. And then you'll have to you'll have room, you know, for something different, really, for something better. And so it's just something to really consider, you know, when you're really thinking about this connection, and really ignore the outside signs. There's so many people in this house. I'm trying to get my own apartment eventually. And so it's like, this noise, it prevents me from doing my art. So if you're having issues concentrating, I'm very sorry. But let's ask Spirit for some clarifying answers. Okay, these shot out. Page of Swords reverse. Air sign could be involved. Sense of loneliness in this, you know, the Hermit is really always about reclusivity and really going within for answers. It can mean a long period of isolation and self-study, and sometimes spiritual study, religious study. Like you're not the communicator you used to be with this Page of Swords. It's almost this forlorn, that youthfulness is really at odds with the age and the weariness of the Hermit. And this Page of Swords is like, almost like, you can't say what you want to say because you don't trust it. You can't say what you want to say because you don't trust it. A way you feel about this person. And let's get, okay, what's this? It's the Sun reverse. I'm really sorry, pile number one. You know, I did a reading my first reading was also, maybe you should watch it. It's the one where I'm in drag. You should watch the first video. And really try to find a pile there, because it's heartbreak. I got a sense of heartbreak. And almost the color, the dark purple of the Moonology is almost, it's coming across as very sad to me. And so, for this pile, the Sun in reverse, you know, I sense betrayal. I sense like, can I forgive you? Something I hear. I don't know if that resonates. This is a general reading, so if you want to book personal reading, please do. And then, you know, the messages will come across more, and it's sliding scale, pay what you can with the High Priestess. This connection is teaching you to cultivate a sense of spiritual wisdom and balance within the self. The Hermit is almost, you're moving into this energy of the High Priestess. Someone who knows yourself spiritually, emotionally. Ace of Swords, who can communicate these truths, you know. You're moving into this energy with the High. And let's see that. Giving up fights. Frustration, anger, bitterness. I'm feeling, you know, I read intuitively. I really try to feel messages. But that Five of Wands, you know, this cute kawaii frog is really, I put it here because it's it's not lighting up. Same color as the heart chakra, which for me, it's like a green, white, gold. When purified, when clear, when open. The heart chakra can really, to me, look like a rusty door when it's shut. Pile number one, don't let this connection turn your heart into rust. Because, girl, tetanus, you know what I mean? Rust ain't good for you. But, it's like giving up this frustration. It's like, I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to move. I just want to be beyond this. But for now, you're almost trapped in this energy. Something that's supposed to be the sun has reversed on you. Suddenly, drastically, especially with this Saturn. You know, and these, I felt compelled to pick this, but this star, like hope, destiny, contrasting with Saturn of this charm. which is upheaval, change. Saturn, the god of time. Um, you know, the Tower, fudge, the cups. The Tower is always about getting the rug pulled from under you when you least want it, and it's sudden transformation you never want. But Spirit is providing a sense of assurance to you, pile number one, that this will allow you to move towards greater love with that Ace of Cups. Greater divine alignment, romantically, emotionally, in terms of friendships. So I don't know what the situation was, but it feels like a betrayal. It feels like a disappointment, a severe disappointment. With Saturn, it could also even be a death, and, my love to you and your family and ancestors as you recover and heal, process pain, I'm holding space for you and I'm sending you love with my words. But the Tower, it's almost like this situation is almost like pushing you to accepting new types of love, but it's like, you have to let go of something. Let's ask Moonology. Well, let's ask this. I didn't pull these for the decks, but this is the dream reading oracle cards. And let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Naked, you feel naked. Exposed, vulnerable, outed, like you don't know where to run. I really get the feeling of like you're outside and someone threw you out of the house and you don't have any clothes on, and it's like, how the fuck do you get home? Oh my god, I shouldn't curse. But how do you get home? How do you Uber naked? No one's gonna take you unless you got a creepy Uber driver, and you don't ever want to be in a car with a creepy Uber driver. Always send your GPS to people when you're doing Uber, by the way, just to keep you safe. And a shame, a sense of guilt and shame. Infidelity. I don't know. A sense of even infidelity, like someone not being emotionally available for you. Sometimes betrayal can be such a thing of we expect someone to be there for us and they aren't. They can't because they're working through their inner child, their heart chakra, they're trying to cultivate beauty in their life, and they're really trying to recover from something. And this nakedness it's asking you to let go. Heartbreak at the end of the day is always about expectation. We have codependent ruminations. We ask people to make us happy. We think people aren't going to change. And I have been in a polyamorous, long-term, open relationship for so long. And I've come across many people who I want to date who aren't available because of heartbreak. But, for me, I'm triple fire. I represent this form of excitement, of release, of love and discovery. For some people, sometimes I think I can represent that. But some people don't want to take the risk. They don't want to take the plunge. They don't want to commit. And then when we try to expect, we feel like vulnerable. Like, well, I really wanted that from this person. And they were like beautiful. And I can see their inner child. And we've helped heal each other. But sometimes we're on these paths with people for just that, to spark and to enjoy what we have. And I really was in contact with this beautiful podcaster whose name is Lola Phoenix, who has this podcast called Non-Monogamy Help. And she really helps people deal with codependency and jealousy, issues. The podcast is also co-run behind the scenes by a licensed psychologist. And she's really just like, if you can accept a relationship for what it is, the pain is released. Because you have the resiliency to believe what you want you can get from yourself and from someone else if you clear the space. But we have these attachments to people, and really this Saturn is really saying, release, really release. We can really develop these worlds of attachment, these thoughts. Someone's in love with me, someone really wants me, they're too scared. And yeah, maybe we're right. But if they're not stepping forward, you can't expect them to self-actualize. And it's a little selfish sometimes for people, especially Enneagram type 2s and type 4s, if you're into Enneagram, which I think everyone should do an Enneagram personality quiz, can really be like, expect people to be there for them. And it's subconsciously a self-serving codependency when you love expecting return. And love expecting return, what that really means is you love expecting your actions will yield a stability and a return. So even for me, I got a gift from my person, and I felt myself being like, I feel like maybe I'm doing this to get us on good terms. But I don't have to just give a gift to convey that. I can just say, hey, I want us to be on better terms, instead of subtly doing a gift half out of self-interest, which it was, and it was half out of love for my friend who is going through a hard time. You know, but as a result, I felt like we were going through a hard time because he was going through a hard time. But it's nakedness, and it's saying this is cyclical. It's inevitable. There's no need to I mean, yeah, protect yourself with the hermit, but there's no need to, let's do some of these. And I didn't pick these. Shit. I mean, God, I don't really. Well, I guess I was saving these, but courage. You need the courage to invest in yourself and move on and make space. I sense you don't want to move on from something with that hermit. Adjustments are required. All you can control is step your pussy up, girl. And then people will step up to you, or they won't, and you'll have space for more people. Maybe it was a connection that was physically passionate, and it's like, oh fudge, like the BDE on this one is irresistible. I cannot leave it. You know, you can invest actually in other people, in yourself as well. You know, this is a sex positive and encouraging and holistic channel. And a lot of tarot readers are like, you know, I used to not believe this, but it's like a lot of people are like, okay, be careful with who you share your sexual energy with because it can destroy you. And I used to not really believe that because I was like, I mean, it's a little like slut shamey. I never want to be slut shamey. I want to be kind of like cool and like, but it's true, protect yourself, but be wise. But even if you are hurt, you have the self-love to detach and to invest in yourself and other people who can give you the things that you want, or the thing that you want, which may or may not be the D. I'm literally psycho. I'm literally like, my roommates are probably like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, he's like talking to this. Yeah, letting go. This pile number one. It's an issue of you have the spiritual wisdom to invest in yourself, and you do. And, you know, you cannot control if someone loves you or if someone will communicate an apology. If that's what you want, But you can control, with these two healing cards, time for healing. Are you going to heal for yourself? And let's ask Spirit what it will give you before we close out. I try to keep these like 15, 16 minutes. What are you building for yourself? If you can internalize that, what will you build? Page of Pentacles. Patience. You know, reverse. You will move from the Page of Pentacles. Slow moving energy, financially, home life, work. You will create. This Nine of Pentacles, my Stephanie Pumanlaw, who did Shadowscapes. I watch her watercolors because they inspire my art and my drag, and I love her art. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck, and it's not even the most magical card. But Nine of Pentacles, cultivating this garden of abundance through music. The more she plays piano, the more beautiful this Pentacles, which looks like a stained glass window star. I love this deck. The art is beautiful, so touching, so ethereal, and really good, I find, for connecting with ancestors. And you know, but your ancestors in spirit want you to know you will move. You will begin to create more when you prioritize healing and self-investment. But this is an issue of moving on, and let's see why. What happened? What happened? I want to get this again. I want to get the Shadowscapes. With this situation, let's coldness, lack of communication, lack of generosity. Someone's not giving back to you. Pile number one. Somebody once told me that he ain't giving shit to me. It's cold and alone. These air qualities of really mentally ruminating. The King of Swords, mental rumination on why someone's not giving things back to you. People give as much as they can, you know? And if they can't, you tell them. But like for you, you know, and I have a situation too where I'd like something more from someone, but I'm kind of just like, that's all you can give. And, you know, we're good friends out of that. And there's a sweetness and affection out of that. So just accept that and don't expect more. You know what I mean? Like, give yourself the self-love to be like, I'm going to give, I'll invest in other areas. And I'm not going to lose this other person who's not giving as much as I'd like. Because, first off, I'm not even giving as much as you really want, right? Let's just be honest, girl. Like, I don't know your gender, but I just say girl because it's You know, I'm gay as fuck, so. But, King of Swords. Someone's not giving back. There's a blockage. Why? Let's do the Zillich. Beautiful. I'm really attracted towards beautiful, fantastical watercolor decks right now in my life. Why are they not giving back to you? Ten of Wands, reverse. They could be fire sign, Wheel of Fortune. Princess of this. Okay, fire or earth qualities. This person, they are going through a rough patch in their life with the Wheel of Fortune. Things have happened to them they have not wanted to happen. And it's blocked them from tapping into the fiery, artistic, spiritual energy of wands. Oppression. They're letting go of burdens. And Princess of Discs, they're blocked in their career, in their life. They're not satisfied. And it's impacting their ability to be emotionally available. And it's all you can't control that. You can be benevolent and generous and share the Six of Pentacles. But don't give too much of yourself away because you're worth a lot, pile number one. And if you want more specificities, book a personal reading with me. And we'll explore that together. And I do pre-recorded delivery or live Zoom chat. You can meet me. We can kiki, have a good time. I'm down for making friends. And then it's so lonely during the pandemic. And then, but we can also, emergency readings too. 24-hour turnaround, Yeah, for you. Someone is not available. It's not because they're trying to hurt you. Even when people are hurtful, it's never because it's personal. They have not cultivated self-love. And don't get yourself caught in other people's storms. Be a compassionate friend. And for some relationships, all you can be sometimes is a good friend. And sometimes, if you're a friend with someone, think about it this way. You can be with them longer in many ways. Yeah? Not everything has to be romantic. Not everything has to be like soulmates. So many readers. And I'm so careful because so many readers are like, they 3706. They encourage what I consider to be unhealthy attachments. This discourse of like soulmate. Yes, soulmate, but it doesn't mean someone's gonna be there for you or they love you or they're not hurtful. You have multiple soulmates. Even the idea of twin flame, it's not there for you to predict attachments. That's not spirituality. The same way tarot readings are not here to tell you what's going to happen to you. It's to tell you how to cultivate your own inner love and wisdom. So you don't need a tarot reader most of the time. And that's the shit that I really believe in is you need to cultivate a space where you don't need to, oh, these cards fell out, where you don't need to rely too much on readers. And it can be so codependent, and I've really binged romantic readings before, and it's not the energy you want to be in, especially if you suffer from mental illness. Getting attached to affirmations through romantic readings, no, girl. No, because then you're wasting time watching readings when you could just be like meditating, journaling, decompressing, talking to your best friend. If anything, get a personal reading and then use that to wean yourself off of, But these spiritualists and it's never ill-intended. Like I understand that it's never ill-intended, but I kind of want pile 2 to hear those messages, so I will leave the timestamp a little earlier for pile number 2. But okay, so let's move on to pile number 2 now. But thank you, pile number 1, and please. Invest in yourself. Pile number 2. This was strange. This deck was strange because, even the sunspot, I was so compelled to pick it, and I was like, this is because it looks kind of like an anus, tbh. Let's just be honest, girl, the butthole. Shave it. Sunspot. This detailed image taken in 2010 by the New Jersey Institute at the Big Bear Solar Observatory. It's an enormous sunspot, slightly larger than Earth. Or an eyeball. Or, what's his name? Sauron from Lord of the Rings. Like it just senses. Not the sun. And then this moon. Just a green, violet, lavender moon. We'll put that there. Queen of Cups. I need this hair. Please give me money so I can buy this hair for myself. Queen of Cups. This was reversed. Win-win outcome is forecast in reversed. Full moon in Libra. Apprehensions. Prosperity lies ahead. Okay, well, prosperity lies ahead though. Full new moon in Taurus. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Water. What is overwhelming you in your waking life? How are you traveling emotionally? Are you struggling with your goals? Flying, falling. If you listen to Haim, and now I'm falling, falling. Don't stop, no, I'll never give up. I'll never look back, never give up. And if it gets rough, it's time to get rough. Channeled message for you. Don't stop, now I'll never give up. Never look back, never give up. And if it gets rough, it's time to get rough. Like, oh, listen to that song, Haim. Oh, I love Haim. Encouragement. You need a dose of that. Flying, falling. What do you need to be free of? Are you ready to take risks and fly solo? What do you need to do to feel empowered? Okay, pile number 2. Bio numéro 2, as they would say in French class. My first French teacher was low-key very abusive to us. TMI, but I don't know. Maybe you're French and you're watching this, in which case, merci pour regarder ces vidéos. Cette vidéo. But, okay, let's really think about this. Let's get some, so spirit. Okay, channel some messages. Pile number 2, you're almost there with something. I can feel it. Yes, almost there with something. Almost there with something. Queen of Cups. Almost there with like an emotional, like I feel like he's almost gonna propose. Like I get that energy. Of this connection. God, beautiful. This deck. Thank you for the white person who made this deck. I don't know if they're white. Maybe they might be, have a last name that's European. I might be wrong. They might be mixed. I don't want to discriminate, but you know, against my you know, because mono-ethnicity, mono-racial bias is such a form of violence, with, you know, so I don't want to assume. I was assuming, but this pile. She's like, she's almost there with something. She's like, she's almost having her tea. You know, sunspot. It's like you're in the eye of the storm, really. With pile number 2, like you're almost there with something very interesting about to happen. Something exciting, something that's like about to manifest, but there's apprehension. A win-win outcome is coming, and a reverse is like, it's almost this doubt of like, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think he's gonna say something. I don't think they're gonna admit something. I am almost feeling career, but this is an interpersonal reading about relationship. But prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Spirit to clarify. Flying, falling, water. Spirit, clarify. For pile number 2, what is the... Okay, there is a transformation. A period of nightmares. Frustration with being limited, with the hangman in reverse. Being forced to lay low for so long. Almost like you weren't able to tell your feelings to someone. Okay, Spirit, that's all fine and dandy. But let's get some... What was the connection? It's hard. Sometimes I have to ask for clarifying. What was happening? What was that? Oh. Okay, so I was not getting the emotion. I was not getting the emotion from this deck. And I asked Spirit, clarify one card. Spirit gave 3, and they're all emotional cards. 3 of Swords is about overcoming heartbreak. 3 of Cups is really friendship, working together, celebrating success. 4 of Cups is not being emotionally available for something. And I feel like there was this period right before of you weren't able to move forward in a connection with someone or somebody. And it just caused all this transformation, this death energy of like, well, fuck, now where do I go now? And this kind of grief, almost like breakup. And I feel like Spirit is giving you, pile number 2, this message of it is changing for you. You are moving to this 3 of Swords. Le Petit Prince is like the best deck, the Little Prince deck, because it cuts through to the inner child. And that book I recommend everyone reads because it is about healing. And that book is, I cry. I think about some parts of the story, you know, the rose especially, and I think of like the beauty of that book. But for you, pile number numéro 2, or dalawa, as they would say in Tagalog, which is my native tongue, it's like, ooh, something's gonna happen. I almost feel like you're about to celebrate with friends, a major win. Or 3 of Cups. Yeah, there's 3 people. A major win. almost like you're protecting yourself. I even feel with this Four of Cups, you've learned to really protect yourself and just really focus on what you have and ignore pursuits that are tempting, that don't always offer goodness. Like you're shielding yourself. And because you're doing that, because you're healing from heartbreak, celebrating with friends, focusing on shielding yourself from external energies, you're winning. There's prosperity with this hardworking Taurus, but there's a lack of self-trust. This win-win outcome. Lack of self-trust. That things are really good, and you feel almost like, yeah, it's that Haim song, don't stop, no, I'll never give up, I'll never look back, never give up, and if it gets rough, it's time to get rough, like, and now I'm falling, and that song is about, like, you just trust, it's almost like the Fool, you just, like, trust that, like, stuff is gonna, like, you're just on this journey of, like, yeah, taking risks and flying solo, and just empowering yourself as something that all you can do to control. And this water is, it's the baggage. What is the baggage? Releasing ritual for you, pile number 2. And I was told this when I moved to LA, is find a body of water. Because if you find a body of water, for me, Venice Beach sometimes, which my friend says is like gross, but like, I love Venice. I can't help it. Find a body of water, especially with this water and falling. A body of water will help you cleanse, pile number 2. And be careful, and give people your GPS when you go places. Even the Four of Cups, Three of Cups. Celebrate, go to the beach with friends and wear masks. And, but socially isolate, be responsible. But I almost feel like this, such an optimistic reading, and this pile number 2, like you really moved through this complete transformation that was really devastating in a way. It's changed for you. And sunspot, it's almost like it's this burning in you. It might be a fire sign with the sunspot. This burning of like, oh God, like stuff is changing. Like stuff is changing. Like I'm in the middle of this storm. I'm getting distracted by noises outside. But let me just give a card of healing. What is Spirit's advice for your healing journey and this connection? So I almost feel like you're not even in a connection, honestly, or like you're learning to live without a connection, without somebody. This Queen of Cups, you know, kind of solo, and it's really beautiful, like loving the cranes. There's a beautiful, mystical, very self-loving energy with this Queen that I really like, that really comes through. It's strength and a beauty and a grace, and you're moving into that power. And if not, Spirit is telling you that should be your focus. And this makes me feel beautiful when I look at it, because it's kind of what I want to look like as a drag artist. And so for you, it's like, what will make you feel like this? And that should drive your goals. Taurus, that will bring you prosperity. What will bring you emotional fulfillment as an independent person? This is healing card. Healing. Well, I mean, let's pick this up. Okay. Pay attention to signs. If you're uncertain about stuff, I'm sorry, just had matcha. But this reading is telling you to take it as a sign that there's no need to be uncertain with your success. Unleash your creativity. There's creative blockages with this reverse, you know, and really connecting to art unlocks the inner child, unlocks wisdom, unlocks healing, allows you to process grief when you can talk to your inner child and journal every day. And then dreams. I think this pile, first off, needs something from the dream oracle, but needs to cultivate a sense of magic within your sleep. Try to lucid dream. Dream spells, dream magic. Work on dream card. Colors and numbers. Okay, the number 22 or 30 might be of significance, or this time, which is 10 p.m. What feelings are you struggling to acknowledge? How do you see the world around you? What's not adding up in your life? So these frustrations, things not adding up, frustrations, pessimism, can be rectified, which is healed, by unleashing your creativity. And first off, getting good sleep and moving into the space of this fae person, fae woman. The strength, you know, this tiger of magic. The strength of really trusting in your own divine magic and using colors and numbers as a form of wisdom. So really, something you can do, color changes your world. Color and cologne. bet you did not expect me to say that. But perfume cologne psychologically increases your confidence. So every day you do, and there's anecdotes of like, my grandma or someone's grandma every day would just spend an hour doing her makeup, even if she wasn't going to work or school. And you need to cultivate that magic to feel sexy, to make yourself feel sexy, and that will attract more love to you and attract more love in the situations you are in. If you trust your sexiness, and even if it's like, I want to lose weight, and I don't want to ever encourage fat phobia because that's violence, but like, even if like I want to transform my body, you can trust you can do that. You know why? Because you are malleable. Your body is malleable. Your power is malleable. And you looked a certain way before, and you can get there again, and even better. Trust that you are desirable. Trust you can connect yourself to others. Trust you can love yourself and make yourself look really... What colors do you look good in? So this is a very specific message of magic for this pile number 2. Sunspot even. What makes you feel like the sun, like the center of... Oh my God, this is not a heliocentric universe. My partner's an astronomer. Don't come for me for that. If you're into science, this is not the year 200 BC. Like, we do not believe the sun is the center of the universe. But I mean, it's the center of the solar system, of our solar system. But what colors? Greens unlock the heart space. Yellows bring joy. Sacral chakra. I really feel with this orangey yellow. Creativity. Unlock your creativity. Invest in your stardom. Pile number 2. And really, God, it's just so crazy. Like, focus on being sexy. Like, what makes you feel sexy? Even just, touching yourself, in the mirror. Like, that's spell work. Some might call that autosexuality. Others might call it divine spell work of enjoying yourself, treating yourself with foods you enjoy. And that will... This is a sign to do that. It will increase your magic, your manifestation magic. And when you write a manifestation list, and this is something I tell people in my personals, so book a reading with me personally for a more accurate reading. And I'm sliding scale. I'm pay what you can, with a base fee for each type of reading, usually around $20 or $15 or so. But it's really pay what you can, so it's affordable. But when you write manifestation, you write your gratitudes and you combine it. Combine gratitudes in your manifestation in the same notebook, on the same page, and that infuses your manifestation abundance work, and it becomes more powerful because you look at things that you have and things that you want, and it's almost as if you already, because you write, I have this income, I have this home, I have this apartment, I have this pet, and it's like, well, if you combine that with what you're grateful for, what you already have, it's just even more magical. You know what I mean? I feel compelled to show you aventurine, which is wealth, abundance, peridot, peridot, which is my birth month stone of August. But these green, I have green here because it's the heart chakra, and creativity unlocks the heart, and connecting with plants as a form of creativity. This orchid that I got from Trader Joe's, whom you should boycott. I know I said that in the intro, but that's just a specific message. And what will unlock for you when you begin to... So this is pile number 2 weird, because this is a relationship I'm reading, but I'm getting this kind of like, well, in all your relationships, pile number 2, you need to hear this. Ace of Wands, you will unlock... Well, let's get another one. Judgment. Oh, beauty. This is a beautiful judgment card, actually. This judgment card can be so scary in the Rider-Waite Smith, because it's rapturous, as in it's about the rapture, traditionally, like with the angel calling spirits to ascend to heaven. But this, in the Shadowscapes, is beautiful. She's summoning these butterflies to follow her. And in this field of poppies, which really reminds me of opium for some reason, because my dad just told me he used to grow opium in the Philippines when he was working for the military. Anyways, my father's war history is not why you came to watch this video, but the world reverse. It is, it will cultivate a better sense of how you discern going about your life. How you unlock passions, pursuing passions, cultivating a sense of peace with your frustrations, and alignment with your destiny, divine purpose. Align yourself with your divine purpose, because that will allow you to manifest. I don't know, pile number 2 was a manifestation reading out of nowhere, but I feel called to say these messages. Heim and manifestation music. And, get Spotify Premium or whatever service you want that supports your musicians. And a playlist that's like I Manifest, and you listen to it every day. and you visit your manifestation list and your manifest blah, 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 la, 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 playlist every day. And I have that Ariana Grande, just like magic. I attract the middle finger to my thumb and then I snap it. You know? Hey, like that is, I don't know, I just got that for you. And if it's about love, you'll attract better love. More attractive people, you'll become more attractive. You have to believe in it for yourself first. Pile number 2. And that's everything. Unleash your creativity, creative practice, dream work. Pay attention to the signs in your dreams because they are telling you. Dreams are, you know, my little sister is so, my brother too, like they're so astral, which is, you know, my little sister is really discovering her spirituality, which is so funny. She's so earth and I'm so fire. I'm Leo sun, Aries rising, Sagittarius moon, and when Sidereal switches, I become like all water, which makes a lot of sense to me because that's my fire is so emotional, and that's kind of my focus in life. It's like these watery, emotional ways of being. And oh, 5. Okay, well, for pile number 3, I really felt 5, 5, 5, 5. So pile number 3, I'll tell you this, and pile number 2, if you're still listening, please do. The my wonderful neighbor. And, you know, I don't know if I tell you who she is, because she's very successful. Well, I mean, why not? Yeah, her name is Satara. Her Instagram is I am Satara. She's my neighbor. And she's the coolest person ever. So cool. Musician, freaking singer-songwriter, rap, you know, artiste. So sweet, so humble, so kind. You know, hoodoo. Isn't hoodoo, conjurer. Spiritualist, and I need to get my terminology right because I don't want to be disrespectful. You know, someone called me out and was like, "There's a difference between hoodoo and voodoo," and you know, so I'm learning, and I'm, you know, and first I'm learning, you know, really connecting with Filipino spirituality, which can be such a mix of Catholicism, right? You know, you pick what resonates to you. But I don't know why I feel like I need to do this. I feel like I need to pick one of these. Okay, well, for pile number 3, just before we start, pile number 3 is getting a special reading today because I felt compelled to do that. But she said, Western astrology. It's something a lot of readers don't really think about because they're not really well versed in race, and a lot are whites and they don't care about these things. But like, they start it's like, okay, Western astrology is it's colonized. It's colonized because a white guy went to India, sat down, and took their teachings and was like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't aligned with a Eurocentric worldview. You know, like seasonal. Like we're gonna make it 12 signs instead of 13 because, you know, that's that imperialism, like a Western framework. Western astrology has been diluted into like personality archetypes, and that's not what it's for. It's so much about like sidereal, you know, astrology, non-Western astrologies are so much about karmic relationships and lessons. And so many readers and astrologers get caught up on like, yeah, you're like a Leo, so you're a show off. But it's like, no. It is, you know, I really try to focus on what does the sign bring? What is the karmic? And that's kind of my approach. Even, and I need to study more sidereal astrology and, you know, and Chinese astrology. I need to study more. I need to learn more. But I really think about like what each sign brings, and, you know, really the fire sweet, however you pronounce it. I always say that they bring a sense of spiritual spark. Self-realized fire signs bring spiritual spark. Isn't that crazy to think about? Because you think of fire signs as like, oh, you know, they're just freaking show-offs and they're the life of the party. No, it's artistic ambition, spiritual spark, drive for life. I'm a lust for life, and a lust for life brings me alive. Like that Lana Del Rey, even though she low-key problematic, high-key problematic actually, but no, I want to trigger, but like, it's that lust for life and spirit that fire brings. Pile number 3, I feel like cultivate self-trust, balance your spirituality, work on meditating. This is, you know, trust luck is on your side, and trust your family is safe, or they will be safe. What a beautiful, beautiful color with the moonology, with the Cancerian energy, even in Cancer. For some reason, I felt compelled to tell that to pile number 3 before we do your reading. 5, 5, 5, 5. 5, upheaval, change, angel number. That's what I interpret. This is Earth. And this is the moon. So you were drawn to Earth, planet Earth. Earth from Apollo 4. I forgot what 4 is in Tagalog. But, the photo of the Earth was taken with a 70 millimeter film camera during the launch of the Saturn Saturn V, which should later be used to send astronauts to the moon during the test flight. They did a test flight for the vehicle. So maybe you're on a test right now. 6 of Staves, which is 6 of Wands, Chinese tarot. You're being tested. Pile number 3. Success has not been coming. Success in love has not been easy for you. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Show the world the real you. You're scared to be yourself. The Aquarius full moon reversed. Spirit is telling you, pile number 3, to believe that, believe that people can accept you for who you are, and to explore where you have felt undervalued in life, discouraged in life, and to shed self-expectation of like fitting in, of conformity, and to really imagine your inner child with this birth and babies and think about what is a new version of yourself you want to create. When you manifest, you envision your dream life. Who is the most proud you can be? Who is the ultimate for me? Who's the ultimate Leia Slanganisa? And for me, it was like, I want to be spiritually connected to my ancestors, and I want to like provide that for people in whatever art and platform I do, visually, conceptually. And if you look at my art, I kind of do that low key. A lot of my stuff is about ancestors and people, deities, meanings, poems. I haven't made too much in drag. I'm relatively new. It's been less than 2 years, but like it is vital to me that that's part of my purpose, is cultivating, who I want to be. Ironically, through kind of a love of people before me, but like for you, it's the same question. Who do you want to be, pile number 3, in love, healthiness? There has been a lack of success, and let's ask why. But part of it is because you're scared to be vulnerable. Spirit is saying you have a new romantic cycle approaching you, a new way of relating to people, new people coming in for your life. And Spirit is telling you that it's not going to happen, successfully unless you shed self-doubt and the lack of trust in people, So for you, pile number 3, that is the message. And maybe there's babies coming in your life, renewal. Oftentimes, and not to be like cis, hetero, and normative, but like babies. When my nieces were born, and oh my God, I shouldn't tell you their names, but my cousin chose like celebrity names for these children. They have beautiful names. Beautiful, also kind of Filipino sounding at the same time, but these beautiful names. The lack of success is because you fought with that 5 of Wands. Well, let's ask Spirit to clarify this. But I get a lot of chaos from this card with this Wands energy. A lot of Knight of Cups. Your emotional pursuits have kind of been tumultuous. And 6 of Wands over. Oh my God, you got it twice. Yeah, it's confirming that message. Yeah, I think Spirit is just saying, your relationships just haven't really been that successful. Like, not trying to be savage, but like what Spirit's saying, strife, From the Zillich Tarot, the 5 of Wands is really about futile pursuit of happiness. Sometimes it can be thought of as that. Fear of missing desired goals, stubbornness. I guess, I read the manual to clarify that. But like, maybe even stubborn relationships, and Spirit saying, let that go, Stubbornness, at the end of the day, is lack of flexibility, because the inner child with this kawaii frog, which really to me represents the heart chakra. My frog is a heart. My heart is a frog. Oh my God, I am so dyslexic. I literally have dyslexia, by the way, because, and ADHD and executive dysfunction. So, I was cursed with triple fire placements. And that's part of my blessing is I was cursed with like detrimental qualities. Stubbornness is really at the end of the day fear of being hurt, fear of the heart chakra opening its rusty gates. You have to imagine the heart chakra in rust if it's blocked opening and light pouring through golden, white, green, yellow, a golden, white, green light, shedding the rust and allowing other people to touch your heart. This romantic cycle is beginning. I almost feel, I don't know, I honestly, I'm like, this video was like, I started with like, okay, it's going to be about relationships for people in weird connections. And pile number 2 was literally not even about. So pile number 2 resonated. I mean, please watch it because it will have messages for you on how to unlock your manifestation. So please watch pile number 2. And by the way, the longer you watch, the better the algorithm treats me. So for all I care, let the full video play. But like, but this is also like, it's almost like I don't even know if you're in a relationship, pile number 3. Because it's like you're meeting new, or you're connecting in a new way to yourself and thus to other people. When you connect to new parts of yourself, when you unlock the heart, when you show the world the real you, you cultivate better authenticity. And Aquarius shows, everyone authenticity. Because Aquarius can be thought of as so strange and detached and forward moving. But, really self-realized Aquarius are humanitarian. And they're not detached, they're connected to the better good for all. That's what they show, similar to how like Leo, when they're fully realized, really connect with the love of protecting others. That fierceness. Aquarius is similar. The fierceness of a love for humanity, of pushing us to be the best, most forward, most advanced versions of ourselves. So Spirit is saying, for you in love, what is the most beautiful thing you can cultivate? The most healthy way of connecting with people. And really allow yourself to birth that part of you, to tend to that inner child. This is really like inner child, Oh my God, TMI, but like, should I tell this story? Yeah, I'll tell you the story. Rabbit scrotums. Okay, and I feel you wanting to click away from this video. So don't, please don't. Rabbit scrotums. Me and my little sister had a bunny. The name was Renesmee because we love Twilight. The Twilight Saga, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, and Bella Thorne's baby. Her name is fucking Renesmee. We had our baby bunny, Renesmee. And then we were like, why does Renesmee, who's a girl, have these soft testicles? And that's how, when I was 9, we really learned about the gender binary. Was through Renesmee. But it's cultivate those childlike funny moments. Childlike funny moments. I sense there's an inner child in you that's waiting to pop out. Like waiting to really have fun and be joyous and be silly, goofy. Leia Slonganisa, silly, goofy, I'm weird. People have always called me weird. But it's like, I really learned to just be like, that's me. Yeah, I'm freaking weird. I have 5 siblings. I'm the weird one. That's what I bring to the table, Let that be you. Let yourself be as unique as the earth. This pile has been cultivating relationships from a sense of inauthenticity. Be yourself. Don't be what people want you to be. And then when you do that, you will reverse and you will be more in touch with like your subconscious, your emotional center with the moon, that charm. And let's really think about, let's get, what are you healing? I think for some of the other decks, I forgot to pull the Dream Oracle. But for you, I did pull the Dream. But I did not pick the Inner Child, the Inner Trauma healing deck. So let's ask you. Okay. You've been waiting to do this for a while. Spirit's saying, okay, time's up. Time's up, Hollywood. I'm just kidding. But time's up. With procrastination, it is time for you to move in to... there's this Metric song. I've got nothing but time, so the future is mine. And it's called Nothing But Time. And it's this beautiful, like, self-realization, like, moving into your divine power. So please listen to that song, Metric, Nothing But Time. If you like alt, synth, rock, indie, alternative. freaking love metric. Also, I was watching Scott Pilgrim last night with my friend, but like, you know, we were like in bed, like watching Scott Pilgrim, and then I was just like, oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I talk about having a partner and I'm in bed with a friend, I'm in an open polyamorous relationship, and it really informs my views about detaching from codependent mononormativity and unhealthy cis hetero, you know, things I think other tarot readers really can make the mistake of falling into. And I try to cultivate healthy connections. My goal when I talk to people is healthy detachments and love of yourself and flexibility of how people change. Allow yourself to change. Pile number 3 with the procrastination card. It is. It's about moving into that. It will cultivate so much. Your life will. I think pile number 3. It's so beautiful that you chose Earth, because we are a beautiful, gorgeous planet. When you look at the stars, that's called the time traveling emotion by Adrienne Marie Brown. The feeling that makes you feel small and connected with everything, and like you are part of the universe. The same feeling that you look at the stars is the same feeling when you think of your grandma's perfume when you were a kid. It's the same feeling of love and amazement. And that is called the time traveling emotion. And for pile number 3, your spell work today, and I give people spell work to do. Magic. Pile number 2 had a lot. So if you're attracted to pile number 2, listen to pile number 2, because there's a lot of spell work. Pile number 1 as well. I gave them spell work. But it is I totally forgot what I was saying. I have ADHD. We are a beautiful planet, and read the time traveling emotion, which is a poem by Adrienne, E-N-N-E, Adrienne Marie Brown, from Emergent Strategies, which is a book about social justice, organizing, and love, you know, along lines of emergent strategies, which is she coins as like ways of relating to ourselves in the world. There's this fly in my room. It wants my coffee. But what will you unlock when you do that? Let's see. Queen of Wands. Maybe you're a fire sign. Beautiful music in your life. Beautiful symbolic music. The Magician. 4 of Cups. Emotional gratitude. You won't be just jumping from one person to the next anymore. One emotional opportunity to the next. You'll be able to, let's clarify this Magician reverse. Shadowscapes is beautiful. Stephanie Puman Law. Please follow her, SPM Law, on Instagram. Beautiful watercolor painting. Artist. Painter. Wow. Spirit. Metaphorical, right? You're going to create so much. All of these wanted to jump out. I almost want to read them as if it's a story. Should we? No, I don't feel like it. Well, let's get one. Okay, here we are. You're blocked right now. Blocked from manifesting. Yes. Yes, you're blocked from manifesting. Magician reverse. 9 of Pentacles reverse. 7 of Pentacles reverse. The find money, career cards. Sorry, my housemate is making a smoothie. If you hear that. But it is because you're blocked. And then the Queen of Wands will teach you to be okay with being blocked. And it'll teach you to move. Getting these reversals. Why? Why am I getting these reversals? Pile number 3. Why? Why? Okay. Heartbreak. Heartbreak, pile number 3 in the past has made you, it's blocked you from getting the job you want, the career, the amount of followers you want. And Spirit's saying when you become your authentic self, it heals that. So really tap into believing the impossible, believing, and creating joyous wonder. You know, rabbit testicles. And if you skipped the video and if you happened upon that, rewind because you'll hear the anecdote. But yeah, I did say rabbit testicles. But strife, 5 of Wands, because that's how we opened the reading. And you're moving to this beautiful, emergent way of being that's unique as the earth, as beautiful as the earth. Very beautiful. These piles were all so different. And let's get, let's one final Moonology. Here we are. It's reversed, but, here we are. Let's just read it upright. Have faith in your dreams, pile number 3, because a new start is coming for you, a new moon. And the key is to tell the world you're ready. Tell the universe, here's some of your magic. Write it down. Write down what you want. Write down what you want to create. Do it tonight. Do it right now. Make a reminder. Put it in your iPhone reminders daily. Write down what you want to create, and write down a way to do it that involves healing. It's never like, okay, I want to be a CEO. No, that's not manifesting. It's, okay, yeah, cool. You want to be CEO. But it's, what are you going to do to get there? And it has to be spiritual. I will connect with my inner child so I have the joy to bring to people as a CEO. That is how you write a manifestation. It is not, I want to be CEO. It is, I will connect. I connect to my inner child so I bring peace and joy as a leader, which makes me a wonderful CEO. You see how loaded those two were? That's the communication. Be specific in how you will heal so you can create love, healing, prosperity. That was everything. And for I really sense, let's really feel, let's ask, what is your romantic forecast? Love forecast. Okay. Well, that was a lot. Generosity, happiness. If you cultivate generosity, Six of Pentacles, if you give to yourself, heal yourself, become your own therapist and have therapy, and provide that for your community. Page of Cups reversed, you're learning. Tower reversed. You're learning through sudden upheaval. Five of Swords, how to give up the fight and step into this bountiful energy of the Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, of being in your power to create. And when you are in that power to create, with Emperor, Ace of Pentacles, you cultivate love. And these blockages, like the Empress reverse, you heal. So that's everything. But it begins with believing in yourself. And then the other ones I put away just now. Show the world your real you. Who is the real you? The ultimate you. Write it down. Draw a picture. Hang it by your bed. That's the magic. So if you want more specific techniques on how to do that for your specific situation, and if you want my insights on what you're going through and what likely outcomes for you, book a sliding scale reading with me. The information's below, my Google form, suggested donations. It doesn't mean free, but it's a sliding scale, pay what you can, what you feel like you can. Because I try to make it affordable. And actually that brings a lot more people into my practice, because, my sense is I just want to help. And for tarot, it can be so expensive. And I'm not doing fixed prices yet. It will happen one day. But for now, you have the opportunity to do a sliding scale with me. So do it. Book with me below. And that's my hustle. That's myself. I'm a hustler. Every day I am hustling. And subscribe and like and leave a comment. Oh God, I should have done this for the other pile. But for number 3, leave the moon and the earth. 2, the moon and the earth. Leave 1 or 2 of those emojis below. And tell me how you felt about this reading. And thank you and take care. And please check out more videos. And enjoy life and just focus on cultivating joy. And that's it. Okay, take care. Bye.